Good morning and a very warm welcome to the Sunday morning 7 a.m. Club. I am Faith Chappell and I am so glad that you're here to do a little gentle investigation with me today. Our theme today is one I think you can all relate to. It's called Decision Detective, how to crack the code of choice overload. So if you've ever spent 20 minutes staring at the Netflix menu only to give up and go to bed, or felt completely exhausted by the end of the day from making a million tiny little choices, you're about to crack your first case. So we're going to go through it all. Grab your journal. Let's get your detective notebook out, cup of something warm, and let's get ready to crack the code to a calmer and clearer mind. How we start our Sunday sets the tone for our entire week. So welcome to the Sunday Morning Club, the show dedicated to intentional living and personal growth. I'm Faith Chappell, and on behalf of all of us here at Elevated Living, I invite you to take this time for yourself to find your center and fill up your cup. I'm so glad you're here. So we live in a world of infinite options. We're told that more choice is the ultimate freedom, right? You can have your coffee 87 different ways, and you can choose from 300 kinds of cereal. You can scroll through thousands of shows to watch. But if more choice is so great, then why does it often leave us feeling anxious, paralyzed, and vaguely dissatisfied, right? That feeling has a name. It's called decision fatigue. And that, think of your brain's capacity for making good, thoughtful decisions like a muscle. So every choice you make, from what to wear, what to eat, how to answer a difficult email, is like one repetition at the gym. And at the end of the day, the muscle is exhausted. This is why it's so easy to make good choices in the morning, right? Like eating a healthy breakfast. And it's so hard to resist junk food or mindless scrolling at night because your decision-making muscle is just spent. And I know I deal with it on a daily basis. This isn't just about feeling tired. It also affects our happiness, right? There is something called a paradox of choice. And that theory is that the more choices we have, the less satisfied we become with our final choice because we're haunted by all the other options we could have made instead. The good news is we don't have to be the victims of all of this, because when we become decision detectives, we can consciously investigate our own lives, right? We can spot the choices that are needlessly draining us and create simple systems that put them on autopilot. This frees up our precious mental energy, right, for the decisions that truly will shape our lives, that will bring us joy, that will make us feel better. So let's tune into this feeling, the choice overload flashback. Let's do this for a minute. I want you to gently close your eyes. Okay? No cheating. Everyone gently, I'm watching you, close your eyes. And I want you to recall a recent moment where you were faced with a simple, low-stake choice that felt surprisingly difficult. The classic example is scrolling through a streaming service, but it could also be staring at a restaurant menu or standing in your closet feeling like you have nothing to wear, despite the closet being full, right? So just bring that feeling of paralysis and frustration to your mind. Remember that. Now, what does that feel like in your body? Do you get a tension headache? Do you get restless? Do you get a jittery feeling in your limbs? Do you get a sense of feeling stuck? In your journal or in the chat, if you feel more comfortable, I want you to open your eyes and I want you to share one word that describes the physical feeling of choice overload, whether it's frozen or fuzzy or heavy or jittery. I want you to acknowledge that. I want you to say, yes, it's frozen. That's the perfect word for it, right? And share it with others if you're in the chat so they will understand as well. So, all right, detective. So it's time to now gather some more clues, right? So let's open our notebooks that you just wrote your word in, right? Let's do a little investigation. So number one, I want you to identify your personal decision drain. So what 5 to 10 small repetitive decisions that you have to make almost every day that take up more mental energy than they should. I mean, to think about that whole day. Is it what to wear, what to eat for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, what email to answer first, what to listen to in the car, which household chore to tackle? I want you to think about it. Take a minute and think about it. If you're watching the replay, feel free to stop right now, stop the recording, and go ahead and answer it. It should come very quickly to you. I know for me, I do so much during the day, and then at the end of the day, at night, I'm like, oh, I think I'll go stream something and just relax. And then I go, and there's so many streaming channels and so many choices that I end up shutting it off and just saying, you know what, I can't do it. I don't feel like I can commit to anything. So what are yours? Now, after you have a few, I want you to look at that list. Don't try to solve them all at once, because a good detective focuses on one case at a time, correct? So I want you to circle one decision drain that, if you could simplify it, it would bring you the most relief this week. So for some of us, it is deciding what to wear in the morning. And so for me, it's very simple, because I know the days that I'm going to be on camera or with clients. And if I'm not, if I'm on my own, I just grab my yoga pants. They're always black. My top is always black. And why? Because I don't have to think about it. It's like Steve Jobs, right? He did a black turtleneck and jeans every day because he did not want to have the decision that he had to make every day to decide what to wear. So it makes a big, big difference. So what's yours? Is it deciding what you have for breakfast? Is it what should you do first thing in the morning? Should you start with your emails? What should you do? I want you to write down which one is the one that you would like to solve if you can. And from that one choice, right, I want you, that is essentially a decision drain, right? I want you to brainstorm 2 to 3 ways that you could reduce or automate that choice. So for example, what to eat for lunch? Your playbook could be make a sample 3-option rotation for the week: salad, sandwich, or leftovers. And then pre-make a batch of soup on Sunday. And despite, you're not sure how you'll feel doing the work, it doesn't matter. You decide the night before, so you don't have to think about it during the day. This is making your life easier, one simple system at a time. For me, I always have prepared salads in the fridge because I don't want to think. And sometimes we get really focused on work, or we get more work than we're expecting, right? And we don't have time, and we look up, we realize we're starving. So rather than leave it to chance, I always know I go into my fridge. There's my very clean, healthy salads that I leave. Easy to do. I cut up everything in advance so that when I go to the fridge, it is there. So this is about making your life easier, one simple system at a time, right? Let this real simple quote from Leonardo da Vinci, right? It'll be helping to guide your investigation today. And he said, simplicity is the ultimate sophistication, because creating a simple life in a complex world is a sophisticated and powerful act. Do you agree? Right? If your decisions are made, the simple ones, then life becomes much, much more powerful. So hold that thought. And when your mind feels cluttered with options, we're going to do a little breath work, and it can help create a sense of mental space and clarity, okay? Very simple. This one's an easy one today. We're going to take a normal, steady inhale through the nose, and then we'll exhale through the mouth with a ha sound, like you're fogging up a mirror. Ha, right? So a full cleansing audible release. If you joined us last week, this should be the next step, so you understand this. So imagine with every exhale that you are clearing that mental fog, okay? So let's do 8 rounds. So it's really simple. You're inhaling through the nose, exhaling, right? Inhaling through the nose, breathe, Remember the fogging. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So use this anytime that you feel stuck in basically analysis paralysis, right? It will clear the air and it will reset how you are feeling. Make sense? We've been working on breath work each and every Sunday, so you should be understanding now that when you're starting, you need to calm down or you need to gain more energy or more clarity, the breath can get you there. So let's settle in, and I want you to gently close your eyes. Bring to mind 1 or 2 of your deepest core values, things like peace or connection or creativity or freedom or health. You don't need to overthink it. Just let a word or 2 surface that feels true to you. Keep your eyes closed. Now imagine you are holding a special pair of glasses. And these lenses of these glasses are tinted with a beautiful color of your core values. Now I want you to place these value glasses on and look through them and see how they make the world look clearer. They don't add complexity. They filter out. They highlight what truly matters to you. It really lets the rest fade into the background. Now imagine a simple decision you need to make. So I want you to look at the options in front of you. I want you to look through your value glasses and notice if one option seems to glow just a little bit brighter or to feel more aligned with that color, with that core value, okay? Notice how much easier that choice becomes when you're not trying to pick that perfect option, but you're simply picking the one that is most aligned with who you are. Your values are not another thing to think about. They're a tool for thinking less. They are powerful, right? They make you powerful. They're internal filters really for decision making. So I want you to rest in that feeling of clarity for a few moments, knowing you will always have those glasses with you whenever you want. Make sense? Slowly open your eyes and let's move on to our bodies to really embody that feeling of creating structure and letting go. Okay? So put your feet firmly into the floor or your seat onto the ground, right? And feel your stability. This is your foundation, right? You feel strong. We always are in a seated position. You can stand if you feel like it. But I just want you to start again every week experiencing that sense of body as we move through everything. So let's do our spine twists. You guys know these. Inhale to lengthen your spine and exhale to twist your core, right? And I want you to feel the strength and the structure of your own center. So remember, as we inhale and as we exhale, we twist, right? So we're looking over to the right side, rotating back. You guys are good at these twists now. And inhaling and exhaling the other way. You can do as many as you want to make you feel like you are starting to feel that energy, that core. You are grounded. You feel strong doing your twists. You're not hunched over. You're not twisting like this, okay? Your spine is strong and you're twisting from it. Now I want you to do a little bit of decision-making head nod. Okay, so I want you to gently nod your head yes, and then gently shake your head no. Then come back to center. A reminder that you have the power to make clear decisions. So yes and no. Now again, depending on what country you're in some parts of the world, this is not yes and no. But in Canada, we say yeah, no, and no, yeah. But you'd have to be here to understand that. So yes and no. And just feel how easy it is to move your head nods and have that decision making. So if you involve your body, it will help you with the decisions that you make. We want to also have attention and release. So we really, again, every time we're sitting there making decisions, we want to feel our body and our breath work is in line with making a decision. So on an inhale, I want you to tense all the muscles in your body. Tense them as much as you can. Make fists, scrunch your face, squeeze everything, hold, hold, hold. And on an exhale, go, release everything completely. Let's do that again. Inhale, tight, 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 squeeze, clench, clench your fists, clench your arms, everything. Exhale. One more time. Inhaling, squeeze, tighten, 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 and exhaling. How does that feel? You can feel that tension leave your body, and you, again, when you are not holding tension, you are more apt to make the decisions easier for you. I don't want you to worry about your decisions. And if you want to really let go of overthinking, then I want you to do one of our favorite things, which is gently shake, right? Shake your arms, your shoulders, shake out all that energy, shake it off, make sure you're comfortable, get rid of that tension. Then the decisions feel a little easier to do, right? Some of the most successful people in the world, like Steve Jobs or Barack Obama, famously wore a personal uniform, right? That's what I was referring to, or the same or similar outfits every day. And that was really to eliminate one trivial decision in the morning, right? So you don't have to wear the same black turtleneck every day like Steve Jobs, but you can adapt that principle, right? So for clothing, I'm just giving you some tips so that you can actually bring them into your day. So for clothing, create 3 to 4 go-to outfits that you feel good in, right? So when you're in a rush, you just grab one and there's no decision needed. Why? Because you always feel good in that outfit. Side note, you should never really wear an outfit that you don't feel good in, because that can completely change how you go through the day, the decisions you make, how you feel when you meet people. So always choose outfits that make you feel good. Doesn't have to be expensive designer outfits. Like I said, I get up and I put on a tank top and yoga pants and I feel great. So what is it? 3 to 4 outfits that you know you will feel good in. And when you're in a rush, you don't have to think, you just grab one. And then for food, the same thing. Have a go-to healthy breakfast and lunch plan. You don't want to think about it, right? You just make it. So automating these small recurring choices is like really giving yourself the gift of more mental clarity every single day. So I mentioned salad. So here's one of the tips that I do. There's all those pre-made salads, right? Some of the dressing's not so great, but they're always on the side. So what I always have them in my fridge. I just cut open a bag, throw it in. I actually get rid of the dressing. I just use oil and vinegar. This is only when I don't have fresh lettuce, but those bags, think about that. And then just add protein to it. So you can add a can of tuna, chicken. I add chickpeas because I just use a canned chickpeas. And chickpeas are high in protein and high in fiber. So those work great for me. I'm a vegetarian, so very easy for me to do. And I don't really think about what I'm having for lunch. I just automatically know I'm having salad and chickpeas. I really enjoy it. And so I don't have to think about it. And that's it. I have it almost every day, that or soup. So whatever you decide is what's right for you is cool. So today, you really put on your detective's hat, right? And you cracked the code of choice overload, right? You really looked at what was challenging for you. And you've learned that simplicity isn't about deprivation. It's about really strategic living, right? It's about saving your best energy for the decisions that will truly shape the life that you really want. So your challenge for this week, if you didn't write it down, number 1 is implement your simplicity playbook, right? Take that one decision drain that you identified and put your simple automated system into practice for that. Number 2, I want you to use your clearing breath. So the next time you feel paralyzed by a choice, big or small, I want to use that breath to clear the mental fog. And the way to remember it is just remembering, thinking in a mirror, you're clearing that mental fog. You're fogging up the mirror, right? And then number 3 is I want you to look through your value glasses. So for one decision this week, I want you to consciously ask yourself, which option is most aligned with my core values? Make sense? Okay. So share these decisions. If you're part of our community, I would love to see you share them within the community. Share them as a comment. Use a hashtag like Decision Detective. And really set yourself up for having a brilliant, brilliant work week ahead. And make sure that you focus on understanding that decisions don't have to be hard. You can make them quick. You just have to find systems that help you along the way. I'm Faye Chappell. May your week be filled with simple choices and profound peace. And with that, our time together comes to a close. Thank you for showing up for yourself today. Take that feeling of this space with you and let it guide your actions and reactions this week. I'm Faye Chappell. On behalf of everyone here at Elevated Living, I'm wishing you a week of profound peace and clarity. This episode was produced by the City Media Group.